Welcome to Will You Survive Remixed.
WYS.
Can anybody?
Well, not virus,
can
parasite.
anybody? Parasite. Can anybody be alive without an adrenal gland?
No.
No.
I mean, I
Can
don't
you
think they would
survive?
eat it. I think they would like latch and like leech
Well,
it.
that's what I'm wondering. Like, what if it's like those without an adrenal gland? If you happen to not have it,
You can't live without an adrenal gland without a lifelong hormone replacement.
So it
What
pumps
if-
its own
what if
hormones.
those are the
It's-
only people who are immune? Because as soon as the parasite goes for the adrenal gland, can't find it, and it's like, I'm out of here.
So
Oh, shit.
what if it makes its own like hormones when it's in there? I'm
Oh,
thinking it goes for adrenal gland,
oh.
latches, and then pumps the
Yep.
adrenaline to certain parts of
Yep.
your
It
brain to
infects it
cause
and
like
just-
fight or flight. You know?
See, because that could also cause part of the problem in the human. Imagine having nothing but adrenaline pumping 24/7,
Oh, you'd go mad.
right?
You'd go and your body would be exhausted.
Yeah,
all the
and
time.
You're just fight
You
or
wouldn't
flight,
sleep.
and you're murking people. You don't want
Yep.
to, but it's just what you got to do. And then you crash, and then you get bone worms.
So it's like the rage virus essentially in the beginning.
Essentially.
Also,
Where like it
imagine.
just causes you to go into a full rage.
So, and I think
We're on
I like this. I like this because you're not technically a zombie when you do the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
But then when you crash out, you're thinking about everything you just did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it kills you, and then it reanimates you into like a husk.
Yep.
Where now it's so slow it can barely really move.
Yep.
But it is alive. It's undead. It's moving, but it's super slow and like a husk.
What movie was this? We did I hated the ending because they left you wondering what the hell. It was like 2 years later, the zombie who was, healed, was running
The
for
Cure?
office.
The Cure.
Was it called The Cure?
The Cure.
Yes, that was it. Where they were just walking through a field, and we are like, where the fuck are they
So
going?
there's precedent.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
precedent for this
I'm also
zombie.
imagine the fucking thing. Like once the initial shit takes over, imagine it just like runs up to you. Like, they're still in their like human-ish form. They run up, they grab your face, and they just barf in your mouth.
Oh yeah, that could be a
They
way.
spread
There's
it. They
like
spread it through
multiple ways of
barf,
infection.
bites, and shit.
And blood.
And,
I would assume.
and blood. Yeah, I'm sure. But I
Like
feel like
eggs
blood
in the
would be
blood.
less.
So I would imagine. So I imagine like any zombie blood should be like dark black because it's not oxygenated. Well, unless this is making your lungs work. I guess initially it would have to be.
That's what I'm saying. Is it makes sure like it pumps like once you crash, then it takes over your body. It's pumping your heart, pumping your lungs. Right, you're not there anymore, so it's keeping
Correction.
blood flowing. But as it's like slowing down, that's when they're slowing down. Blood's pooling in the legs.
The blood would start to become unoxygenated. It should become like probably. Does it become black
It becomes like
when it loses?
viscous.
When it loses oxygenation, it would become rancid. Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes like tarry
Yeah.
and black and thick. And-
Coagulated.
Yeah, so that's what realistic zombie blood would be like.
And
it wouldn't
as-
be like bright red burst like gushing out.
And as the
not
parasitic
oxygenated.
infection goes on, the worms change to a different color. They go from white to black.
So it was called The
black worms are the
Cured.
most dangerous.
Just a
Yeah.
correction. The Cured, not The Cure.
The Cured.
Cured.
The Cure, I'm pretty sure, is a band.
It
Well,
is a
but
band.
it's also a movie about a kid with AIDS.
That's the one we were talking about.
That's the one.
The zombie infection.
Oh, I also
Hey.
thought about this while listening to the episode. I was thinking of World War Z. Can it? So I was thinking about the movie, not the. I don't know if it's different in the book, but you know how it's like, oh, if you're infected with something that's already deadly, it doesn't want to infect you.
Mm-hmm.
What if you just like rubbed AIDS blood all over yourself? Would they just think you have AIDS?
Jesus.
You don't have to give
Would
yourself
it work
AIDS.
like? Yeah.
but-
Would it work like The Walking Dead, where they smell it? And they
Yeah.
go, nah.
Oh, yeah.
What
Yeah,
if you
just
just
like
kept
that's-
like a pouch of AIDS blood on you at all times and you just pop it?
You're one of me.
You got to be so careful that you don't have a cut on you, though. Or
Yeah.
You're gonna actually get AIDS.
Oh, I got AIDS.
Yeah. You're like, fuck. Well,
Damn
now
it, I
I'm
got it in my
actually-
eye.
Yeah, that would be crazy. So I like the idea that it's such a rare case. The only immune people would be those without an adrenal gland who are on a hormone supplement for that. Because I would like to think that the parasite goes in, immediately seeks out the adrenal gland. That's its first place. And if it can't find it, it's like bad host, and it just gets out.
And it
It's like,
evacuates
that-
from every orifice.
Yeah. So it's like, it's still fucking weird and painful, and people might think you're infected, but you're never actually infected because the parasite gets in there, can't find the adrenal gland, and
Goes
is
out
like,
through your
nah,
eyes.
this ain't the one, and dips out.
Huh.
It looks for the adrenal gland first. If it can't find it, fuck off.
All right.
This is
But if
trademarked,
it
by the
finds
way,
it,
guys. Don't steal our
it
fucking idea.
immediately starts pumping the adrenaline and then makes its way up to the brainstem to sever off. So
No.
like you're fully conscious, you're fully in control, and adrenaline just starts pumping. You're like, holy shit! It's like you just got hit with an EpiPen.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy fuck! Like I what is happening to me? And then it makes its way up to your brainstem and severs off the rest of the control, and then you no longer have control of your body, and it starts controlling you with all the adrenaline.
Now,
And that's when you go
Not
to that
trademarked.
full
It's
range.
copyrighted.
Copyrighted. It's copyrighted. Also, in the last episode, you talked about scratches versus bites versus such. I agree.
could translate it with
Will we just make it so that the fucking eggs are just in the mouth and under the nails? That's where they burrow.
You
Well,
know,
see,
I don't
remember,
think under the nails.
No. But remember, we had a reason for under the nails. It makes sense.
With virus,
So-
it made sense, but I don't know if it makes sense with
Yeah, I
parasites.
don't know.
think
That's
it
what I was
does.
thinking. I don't know if it makes sense other than if we put. But I feel like it
No,
would
I think it
want
does
a
because hear me
warm-ish
out.
place
Hear me out.
To
There's a
like-
reason for it. There's a reason for it. When you're getting, you gotta take out rationality. When you're getting bit, where are your hands gonna go?
to the face.
To their mouth.
Yeah, to stop
their
them.
face, right? It's going to transmit onto you,
Yeah.
Well, but if that's the case, you're already getting bit.
right?
Also,
but
I
you're
just-
gonna
I
have
just
it
thought about
on
it.
your hands.
Oh, well, this
You're
is
gonna
like
have it on your
reason
hands or
zombie
nails.
scratches would be so prevalent is because when you're dead, you're like people are like, "Oh, your nails still grow." It doesn't. Your meat shrinks, so your
Right,
nails look
right,
long.
Right.
So that's what it would be
Not
hella
mine.
prevalent.
Yep.
So, okay, but hear me out. So you're saying that, so this kind of feels like Last of Us, where it's like video game logic, yeah, real life logic, everybody's infected immediately because the
Yeah.
spores are everywhere. So this would be like, if you even touch an infected, you're infected.
No. I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking you're thinking their mouth is like full of these things,
But
right?
so if they're coming at me, I'm like grabbing the forehead, pushing the chest, like trying to stay away from the mouth, obviously. The only reason I would ever put my hand near their mouth is if I'm already actively being
And that's
bit.
it.
But then I'm already infected by
but
the
now
bite.
these
you're
ones
turned.
also have the barf ability.
So now under your fingernails,
That too.
under the infected, under your fingernails
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So in the process of being infected, you would likely get it on your
Yeah.
fingernails and what? Okay. And then also, like TJ said, we have the barf ability on ours.
Right.
So that just makes it everywhere.
it makes it even worse.
Yeah. Okay. Man, so if you come in contact with
I
these
think
in
things,
this
bite,
apocalypse,
scratch,
you'd have to be so weary
blood in the
of
eyes.
like water and like fucking animals too.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't even. You'd have to like forage for like food.
So we're gonna have to do
Animals get it.
another episode on survival equipment. We got to talk about actual. You know what? Here's what we got to do.
life straws guaranteed to filter out our zombie parasite.
We got to go through the life straws, the chlorination tablets, the
Would life straws filter out parasitic eggs?
yes,
Interesting.
anything over a certain size. We could go over that kind of stuff.
Interesting.
This would be helpful. So, parasite.
Yeah, I like this zombie. This is a scary kind of zombie, I think, because one, infection is very high, and the whole goal of it is infection, unlike some where it's like, you know, it just kills the host and infection kind of seems like a byproduct of it. The whole intention of a parasite is to keep spreading. So, in order for it to stay alive. So the spreading is scary. The idea of like worms and eggs in the mouth, pretty nasty. I don't like that. Yeah, the idea that it infects you and you have to kind of live out your first actions, which are going to be the worst. That's likely when you're going to, you know, eat your family and whatnot. And that's what you have to live with as your last memories before it does kill you after, we said, 1 to 3 days. Mm-hmm. That's got to suck to live with what you've done for 3 days before it kills you. That's pretty horrifying. I think we made a awful zombie.
And I think that the scientific name for our disease shall be Oesophagus terebra,
And
or
that
bone
means-
eater.
I like it.
Well, just to carry it out, the parasitic zombie that we've described would have a plausible or not the infection rate of moderately 1.5 to 4.
Billion?
No, what that means is for every one person infected, they infect up to 4 other people.
Oh, yeah, 1.5. See, that seems logical to me. That's a bad virus.
That's bad.
So a thought that I just had. Oh shit, I lost it. TJ, what were What were you just saying?
About the
The
scientific
name of
Yeah. Oh, bone eater. Oh, bones. Don't bones make your white blood cells
Yes.
and your red blood cells? They make your blood, right?
Yeah, marrow.
Bones make your blood.
Yeah.
What if does that play a factor into it? It starts to make infected blood
Oh.
What
because
if...
they burrow
wait.
into your bones.
Isn't it your lymph nodes that make the white blood cells?
That might be right, but
So
your
what
bones
if
make your red blood
what
cells,
if
right?
it infects your lymph nodes as well, and they kind of swell and then eventually burst?
Oh, ew, ew.
So they
I
fucking
like that.
pop.
Ew. Wait. What if that's a way to gauge stage of infection?
Yeah, that'd be
And,
kind of like.
and that's a sign. Like people are
bubonic
like,
plague
open your
type
mouth.
beat.
They're like, let me see your lymph nodes. And they're like, your lymph nodes are swollen. You're like, I just have a cough. I swear. They're like, I don't know, man.
Yep.
I'm just feeling a little sick.
They're like, yeah, that's what they all
I
say
have the
before they burst.
uncontrollable urge to do the worm on the ground. Is that normal?
And then you're dead.
I am a worm.
That dance has never been less popular.
our fucking parasite just makes you want to do the worm.
Our virus or our parasite single-handedly killed the worm. If you do the worm, people kill you. They don't think you're infected,
In
but
the
they're like too
end
soon.
stage of our parasite, people just inchworm their way on the ground. Fucking do
Yeah,
this
that's the
shit.
husk. That's the husk.
Okay, so bone marrow is the primary reason, the primary cause of the creation of red and white blood cells.
Okay.
Lymph nodes do create white blood cells, but according to this,
More specific?
only certain types, which
Okay.
seems to be the types that have antibodies.
So like
So-
for like strep and stuff
Yeah,
like that, things that are
so-
gonna give you like sore throats and whatnot.
This is like, okay, so you've had have we all had chicken pox?
No.
I don't know if I have.
No,
but
you
I've,
haven't?
I have the
Enjoy
You have the
shingles,
vaccine.
motherfucker.
So I've had chicken pox and I have the antibodies for it. So when I come in contact with somebody with chicken pox, my lymph nodes will create the antibodies that I
Yeah.
already have to fight off that infection.
But
So
just
what
general white
if
blood cells
our
to fight general
parasite
infection.
Bone
utilizes
is
marrow.
our
bones.
lymph nodes in order to cause to stop any
no
other
production. Right.
Yeah.
There's no antibodies coming out.
So is this like an AIDS thing where it's not AIDS that kills you, but it kills your immune system?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
okay, so like
Oh God, you guys just made this so much worse.
it attacks your lymph nodes so that you basically what kills you. It just depends. It could be anything. So it takes over your body, pumps your adrenal gland, kills the connection to the rest of your nervous system. So you're stuck in your brain. You can't really feel anything, but you see and hear and acknowledge everything happening. And then it attacks your immune system to make it so that, and then you go and infect everything, and so that pretty much anything after that can kill you. And that's what kills you, and then it
Now,
reanimates your
what's
your
like,
body as a
What's
husk.
the incubation period? What's how fast do you turn?
How
I think
fast
it
do
would.
parasites
It would.
normally
I
take?
feel like it would take a couple days, at least. you
Well,
know?
so that becomes the question of like dormant versus active, like, and is there a difference? Is it like it could be anywhere from a day to a month, or is it like it's always 3 minutes, or is it like World War Z where it's like as it mutates it gets faster?
I think realistic terms, it would take like a couple days, maybe a couple weeks, to like actually grow. But I feel like if we're going like unrealistic, it would be kind of sick if the worms just kind of burst into everything at hyper speed.
So I would say that initial infection, like let's say you get bit, right?
You
So
just
those are-
you're like, oh fuck, I got bit. You don't know.
Yeah, those are mostly eggs.
Yeah.
So they still need time to hatch, and then they go bury into your bones, and that's when you start to feel. What if it's like it's not? I don't know how painful that would be if like a microscopic worm were to burrow through your bones. What if it's just like you're just really sore, right? Like I don't know what the science is of that, but let's say like for instance you're just really sore and you're like, God, my bones kind of ache, and that's like the first symptom. And then once the worms are developed, that's when they hit your adrenal gland.
Yeah.
So it could be maybe a couple days of just like, God, I'm just so sore. Like everything hurts. And so like that's the painful part of it. And it gets progressively worse until it takes over your adrenal gland and then cuts your nervous system.
Yeah. So I'm thinking.
Are you researching my bullshit?
Well, yeah, so they're not technically parasites, but like the brain-eating amoeba that you were talking about, Naegleria fowl. That has a incubation period of 1 to 9 days. Many of the parasites that are considered really aggressive, causing fatalities or severe consequences, have long incubation periods of usually 2 to 4, 1 to 3, 4 to 9 weeks, up to 30 days of one particular type. So they're not really fast.
Okay, so I'm thinking it's like an evolved type thing, and it just takes a couple days, maybe a day. You know,
Because like parasites don't.
depending
usually,
on
like Giardia,
what
for
bites
instance.
you. If it's just the early infected person, and it just gets some like eggs in you, that's gonna take some time. But if there's like the barf mechanic that we've come
Exactly.
up with, worms directly into your body,
Exactly.
worms,
so I would
eggs,
think,
everything.
Yeah, I would think that depending on how you're infected, like if it's a bite, it's within a few days. If it's a scratch, it might take a week.
Yeah, it might
If
take-
it's
yeah.
if it's the barf, it's gonna be pretty immediate.
Yeah, it
So-
immediately swims up into your brain.
Ophiocordyceps have an incubation period of 16 to 24 days.
What's the incubation period of Giardia in dogs? I think it's like up. Is it like a couple days to 2 weeks? I think it's like 10 days, 10 to 14 days is the like you're clear after that, or is it 8 to 10?
5 to 16 days,
Okay, I was just wrong every way.
showing symptoms around 1 to 2 week mark.
So maybe that's the like. So maybe we base it off of that. That like after a week, you might not even
Well,
know you were infected for a week, and then
here's-
you're like, God, my bones kind of ache.
Here's why that could be good in a horror novel and a horror movie. Think of it like this. You have a 30-day incubation period of this thing, meaning
It's so hard to contain.
it's inside of you, and you kiss your wife, your
And
wife
you may or may not be
sneezes.
transferring eggs that way.
Right.
That
You sneeze
quarantining
in
this
public.
would be impossible.
It would be impossible. You would never know.
Yeah, it's way too long of an incubation period
Yep.
of quarantine. We had a
With an
tough time with
R0,
COVID, and it was 2 weeks.
With an R naught of 4, and it's
Yeah, there's no way everybody's infected.
and it's a 30-day incubation period. So in the example that you guys were giving of that game that you were trying to get certain places,
This would be the ideal.
people are traveling even to Iceland because there's no symptoms, and then all of a sudden they're there and bam,
We got to give it some weakness. So we gave it the weakness that
no adrenal glands.
if you,
got
don't have an
nothing.
adrenal, but that's so rare.
I
Can you
was
look
think-
up
I was
how
thinking
common
of
that is?
a buff for them. As they're
Yeah.
burrowing through your bones, they kind of like mimic your bone. So if you go to
So you're-
if you go to like cut off their arm or something, it's like really hard to do. It like
That yeah.
armor plates your shit, on the inside.
Oh, that would suck. Someone goes to
But,
cut off your
like-
arm and it stops at the bone.
I feel like what kills parasites in like real life?
It's normally it's medicine. It's anti-parasitic. What are they called?
That's what they're
Are
called.
they anti-parasitic? There's like for dogs for Giardia, it's Panicur is the that's like the brand name. Like they have certain like dewormers and whatnot that are usually used for parasites.
It is extremely rare for people to have no adrenal glands.
What's like the number? What's the percentage? Is it like the black population in Russia?
No. Yeah. Because it is so rare, no population prevalence estimate exists.
Well,
Okay.
I'm looking
So it
at,
is not common.
I'm using AI to give me some answers here. Heat. Most parasites in their eggs are destroyed by heat. Cooking meat to a internal temperature of 71 degrees Celsius or 160 degrees Fahrenheit for at least a minute is the most effective way to kill them. Freezing for
Can't
certain
do that.
parasites in fish, like those in sushi. Flash freezing, -20 C or -4 Fahrenheit for 7 days, or -35 C
Well,
for 15 hours.
-4 Fahrenheit is doable. You could, so basically like northern Alaska.
No, you would have to chill your internal temperature to that.
For 7 days.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that the parasite might die up there.
Yeah, so
Because
that's
Outside of your body.
Well, if it infects
Yeah, if
somebody
we're
and
trying
they're
to get
not
rid of
able to
infected-
infect, but that's such a yeah, I don't know, because the transmission is so good with this that like it's because it's like it could be a month incubation period. Nobody knows who's infected, and so actually quarantining anybody is almost impossible to do. It's virtually impossible to do, and then Alex is right. You would have to chill everybody's internal temperature to -4. Everybody would die. So
pumpkin seeds contain cucurbitacin, which can paralyze certain worms, making them easier to flush out of your system.
what if that's the cure? Is pumpkin? Just eat a pumpkin seed and you're fine. But nobody knows because who the fuck would figure that out?
I feel like in our book, there's some dude. I think it's on some like Bone Temple type shit.
He just loves pumpkin seeds.
He buries them in a pumpkin patch instead of a Bone Temple.
Yeah. No, I'm here for that. I know exactly. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. And then eventually,
Yeah.
he
And
figures
everybody's
it out.
like, "What's the fucking weird guy with the pumpkin patch?"
Why is he wearing a pumpkin on his head?
Yeah, and why is he always eating pumpkin seeds?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
If I don't keep eating these pumpkin seeds, they're gonna wake up.
Somebody gets bit, and he just shoves like a handful of pumpkin seeds in their mouth.
Chew them quick.
Chew them. Closes his mouth, like forces them to chew it.
Did you at least bake them? No, didn't have time.
Raw pumpkin seeds. I kind of like that. I kind of like that lore. Would that work? Our parasite just so happens to be susceptible to pumpkin seeds.
To what is it? What did it say it was? To cucurbitacin. I don't know. How do you say this, Google?
Is that a specific parasite?
Well, it says certain parasites can get paralyzed by it.
That's interesting. And then your body has the chance to flush them out. That could be really interesting. What do you think, Alex?
Well, what I'm looking up are what could be some of the possible weaknesses to this thing.
Are there just none?
And no, there are quite a few, which is really interesting because of what this
calm
thing
down,
is, and it relies on the adrenal glands, right? Without the adrenal glands, the host can't regulate blood pressure, maintain blood sugar, can't balance electrolytes, and it would go into adrenal crisis. Now, we know that the parasite would control all of these things to keep itself active, right? But it would sever the brain.
I looked up a video on how to say the word I'm talking about. Hold on.
We are looking at how to say this word and more names from science and the world of plants, so make sure to stay tuned to the channel, become part of the community. 2 different ways of pronouncing this word. Cucurbitacin is probably the most common pronunciation. Cucurbitacin, although some say it also as cucurbitacin. It's easy, and now you
Why is it a 37-minute video, dog? You can just say it Bro's trying.
I like how he had to. Yeah, he had to give out the whole like
Bro,
20-second like
yeah.
if you like this video, follow my YouTube
He
channel
has
for
to
more
get that ad
pronunciations.
revenue, dude. And guess what? An ad did play before the video, so apparently, bro's
Ah.
banking.
So heat, dehydration, low blood sugar.
So I think the idea was that it's not that it stops pumping adrenaline; it's that
no, it takes over.
it takes over and it's infecting its own chemical into the adrenaline, and it's just pumping adrenaline, not enough to kill you, but enough that you're like,
It's
what the fuck?
leaching
Like,
it
holy
out
shit!
into your body into like
Well,
certain
I think
spots.
I thought we agreed that it would eventually kill you.
Oh, yeah,
you wouldn't
no,
sleep. You wouldn't be acting normal.
Well, I think so. Hang on. Maybe at first, when it infects the adrenal gland, it's so subtle. It's not doing large bursts, but it is infecting the
Well, because
supply
remember,
that's coming out.
during the incubation period, it's not doing anything because it first has to gain control.
Yeah. So what if it takes over the adrenal gland, right? But you don't even realize it's done that because it's not like it just takes over and it's like now pump, 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 pump. Because the adrenal gland's always working, right?
Yeah,
it's not always pumping. Like you said, it controls a lot of other things too, right? So what if
So
it's
you just have
it's
like
infecting?
anxiety. You have like
Yeah, well, like
Maybe.
it's infecting it, and it's like maybe that's where like hallucinations and like
yeah,
anxiety
you-
start
you
to play in, where you're like,
you get like panic attacks and shit. And you're
yeah,
like, oh, this
you start
must
to
be, like, a
question
mental
everything
thing,
around
you know?
you, and then when it's ready to fully commit, that's when it just pumps adrenaline, and that's when you go into your rage before you croak.
Well, I think that's our zombie, guys.
Yeah,
This is a horrifying zombie. I want to see a movie about this.
Let's make one.
yeah. Once
Yeah?
we get
We'll be like
fund. Eric,
Markiplier.
you got to fund that just like you fund everything else.
Train
yeah.
to Washington, then a bus, then wait for a day, then take another bus, then take another train.
I thought you were talking.
That's our working title.
Yeah, Train to Washington.
2 trains and 3 buses to Washington,
And then you wait a day.
and then you wait a day, and then you take
That's
a
the
small
sequel.
plane.
That's the sequel.
Plane to Spokane is the.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
I'm in.
cool. So guys, I gotta choose a winner. I think we're
I
all.
like
I think
this
we're all
zombie.
winners this episode. Truly, I think we've come up with some great ideas.
We all 3 host next episode.
No, we're not to that point yet. This is
Oh.
no. I think I want to watch a zombie movie. So whoever has the best idea for a zombie movie next time, or it can be an idea for anything. I don't really care. But you know,
Yeah, the movie I have is called The Tunnel. It's an Australian movie. I don't know shit about it. I couldn't tell you anything about it.
I don't even have an idea.
Come on, Alex. I want you to win this one. Alex says, let's rewatch Resident Evil.
Well, I did say that last week because we didn't do Resident Evil with.
we can't
TJ.
we can't burn through all our remixes. We got to spread them out.
Oh, that's true. But there's got to be something here. There was something I've been watching. On what the hell is that called?
What if we do a series?
Oh, there's a new movie called Undertone that just came out. It's an audio movie. As an audiophile kind of guy.
There was
Sounds cool.
There was a series I seen earlier. I think I have it on my phone. Is this it? That's not it. Okay. It is called. It's a mini series. Apparently, Happiness. It is a Korean
What's it on?
zombie thing.
Oh wait, I've seen that. I've seen parts of that.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
You know, I randomly
I
found
looked
that
up-
earlier, and then I also found another Korean movie called The Sadness. So I just randomly found two.
I looked up happiness, and Google was like, happiness is an enduring state of well-being combining joy, contentment. I'm like, okay, not what I meant.
Are you not feeling happy? Listen to this Logic song. It's called 1-800.
Yeah.
I'm in on a low. I'm in my time.
I'm really out of my mind.
I'm in my mind. Ain't mine. Who can relate?
Who can relate? Woo! You know that song?
I've been
No.
on the
Oh,
low.
banger song.
I've been taking my time.
People kind of meme it nowadays, but it is actually like a really good song. Logic, he's a rapper. He said most of his raps when he writes them, it's just like he's just writing. You know, he doesn't really think too much about it. Like, you know, he's like thinking about it obviously, but like he's just writing bars, and sometimes it's like that shit sounds good as fuck. But this one was like he was like it took him a long time to write this verse because he wanted it to be really meaningful, and it's really cool how the song is broken out. It's about unaliving yourself, and it starts. The chorus is I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life ain't mine. Who can relate? I just want to die.
I don't want to
the
be
chorus
alive.
is like,
just wanna
I don't want to be
die
alive.
today.
And then the second verse is from the hotline person's point of view. So now the point of view is from somebody speaking to somebody who called the suicide hotline and is saying at the chorus is, I want you to be alive. I want you to be alive. You don't got to die today. And then the third verse and the third chorus is the person who called the hotline realizing, you're right. I don't want to die. I don't want to die today. I want to be alive. And so it's like it's a really cool progression lyrically, but it does kind of get memed on a little bit nowadays.
I'm a no. Who can relate?
Who can relate? Woo!
Who wants to kill themselves?
Yeah, it is wild when he sung that at the Grammys. Who
Yeah,
can relate?
me!
Woo! And it's like, oh no.
I just want to die.
Yeah, oh no. It was like that what was that Planet of the Apes meme? Oh no.
Oh no.
Love that guy.
The host.
I love those movies.
Happiness looks good. I did see that.
Caesar's
I haven't watched it.
Koba weaker. Love that. I forget that what's his name? James Franco was in the first one.
Oh yeah. Planet of the Apes?
It's a jump scare every time I watch it. I'm like, oh, Franco, where have you been? Anyways, Alex, you win this episode.
Yay!
What the fuck?
Me and Eric have beef. You know what? I'm just out. You're the winner because that's it. Me and Eric don't have beef. Me and Eric, I was locked in with Eric this entire time. We were coming up with all the fucking ideas.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, I just feel like Alex should win. You know, I feel bad for him.
All right, well,
He
that's fucked up. Okay,
really
I will
wanted
say,
it to be
he
a virus.
He provided all the research. Well, he didn't fight it too hard. But he provided all the research, and I will say I do think the counter arguments are necessary
True.
in this structure
But
that we have.
I am truly glad that we did come up with a completely different and more detailed zombie than the last one.
Yeah, this one's scary.
This one is very
honestly.
scary.
It is.
Especially the barf
That's gross.
and the
yeah.
lymph nodes popping.
Yeah, that's a nice little detail
And
there.
the
That
and the
is pretty
kissing your
scary.
wife and child and not realizing you're transmitting eggs into their body until 30 days later when
And-
you all go adrenaline freak.
And Desta says, I'll donate money to see you guys bring this to life.
Please.
You got,
you can
$3
donate
million?
money to my Venmo. It's TJ needs
How
your
much?
money.
3 million.
At $3 million,
Yeah,
yeah.
3 million.
Yeah,
You
we
can send
need-
it directly to me. I promise.
I
I'll
mean,
get it
we
done.
We could probably make a Zombievers for like 300,000.
Yeah.
Listen, I feel like that movies thrive when the budget is low. I feel like we could
That's
do
what
this
I
shit.
think.
You know what? It wouldn't even take that much to make it convincing, like worms in the mouth. You know?
We just get actual earthworms.
Put actual
them in their
earthworms in
mouth.
TJ's mouth and have him
Ew.
vomit them in Maddie's.
No, we hire an actor and we're like, this is the job, man. This is
This
Hollywood.
is the job. An actor straight out of school.
We're like, this is just Hollywood, dude. This is how it works.
I want you to
put 'em in
barf
our
on
mouths.
me.
Before I forget,
Give us the socials, Alex.
you can find us on all of our socials
Can't
on
we do this in
TikTok,
post?
Instagram, Facebook,
Really, we could.
all of them at Will You Survive the Podcast, including YouTube. And you can also send us your emails. Send those to Will You Survive the Boys at willyousurvivethepodcast.com. That's THEBOYS at willyousurvivethepodcast.com. We'd love to hear your criticisms, critiques, any comments, anything you'd like to add, and we will shout you out on the podcast. Thank you once again.
I have to be clear that what I was talking about was not about the ad read or the socials read. I was just making it funny.
You're not funny.
But we actually could. We actually could do all of the social reads in post.
We really
No,
could.
yeah, I didn't mean. I meant like asking the new actor. Okay, now barf on them. Like, can't we?
Oh, yeah.
Can't we do that in post?
Can we do that in
No.
post? No.
No, I'm very much a
Practical.
practical effects. Yeah.
I feel like it really would not be that hard to make convincing work. We could do it out of like silicone or something. Just make them white, you know, and then have it just in the mouth dangling.
I agree.
Yeah.
What do they use to simulate throw up? It's like a mixture that you put in your mouth, right? And you like.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
No, but we would have to have it like projectile, you know, so we would have to make like a vomit cannon.
That comes out. It's like a side.
We
profile.
would.
Yeah.
What if, because it's like eating? So like it starts in adrenal gland, which is in your head, right? It's in your brain.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
where
man,
it
I
starts
thought that shit
eating.
was in
It
your
starts
gut.
eating bones there first, so your jaw
Pituitary
gets
gland,
weak.
I think.
So it unhinges, So imagine just an unhinged jaw, right? So we could do a prosthetic of the jaw and then have like a hose run out. And then
Your adrenal glands are two small triangle-shaped glands on top of each kidney.
huh.
Oh.
Yeah,
That was
your
in your head.
pituitary gland is up in your head.
Does the pituitary
Doesn't
release
the
adrenaline?
pituitary control them?
Maybe. But the adrenal glands themselves are on the kidneys. Are essential for life, regulating metabolism, blood pressure, immune system, and stress responses. Comprised of an outer cortex and inner medulla, they provide vital hormones like cortisol, aldosterone, adrenaline, and sex hormones. So you become less sexy with this parasite? Fuck.
It would never work on me.
So what about the
I'm
pituitary
too
gland? Does
sexy.
the pituitary
I
gland?
have too much sex hormones.
Would never work on me.
Let me see. Does the spell that pituitary gland pituitary gland affect the adrenal gland? Yes, the pituitary gland directly controls and affects the adrenal glands, primarily through the release of adrenocorticotropic hormone, or known as ACTH. This connection is part of the, hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. Fuck science, dude. Where ACTH signals the adrenal cortex to produce essential hormones, including cortisol. So, yes.
I'm also
Pituitary
reading
gland.
that it also stimulates uterine contractions during labor.
Nice.
Imagine freaking kissing pregnant
Zombie
wife,
baby.
right? Goes full zombie mode, shits out a baby, just
It'll be the third time there's a zombie baby. a
baby's
zombie birth on
connected by
screen.
worms.
Oh.
So now we have to get a
come
woman
on.
actor to be pregnant so that we can have a zombie baby.
Listen,
in our movie.
we're keeping it going. Okay, we
A
gotta
woman
stop.
actor,
Thank
also
you
known as
all
an
for
actress.
listening to this episode of Will You Survive the Podcast. My name is TJ. That is Alex. That is Eric. This
Eric.
has been Will You Survive? And until next time,
Remix.
Will You Survive Remix. Stay alive.